Hey guys, it's Andy from the FTPgamers.com here. We're going to run through the ME storage system straightforward, as quick as we can. We're not going to go into recipes or anything like that. They're pretty easy to find, nothing's really that complicated to do. We're going to show you how to rig it up, how to get it all working, and also how to put the barrel system onto it as well, because sometimes people don't get that you need to do specific things to get the barrels to work as priorities. We'll talk about that in a minute. First stage of ME storage is going to be the ME chests. Now the ME chests needs to have redstone power put into it, and they also need a storage device at the top, and as soon as you put something into the ME chest, it will store it on the drive. You can then take the drive out, take it across the other side of the world, plug it into another ME chest, and it will give you whatever you've stored in it again. It's great for transporting stuff across great distances when you've not got a large inventory like we do. Smart system, really good, helpful for moving stuff around. What we really want to look at is the ME storage system, the main part. Is that the wall? No, that's not the door. Where's the door? And of course we've got camo doors here, so trying to find the correct, there it is. We seem to have a chip here for some reason. Okay. Down here, around here. Right. So this is our ME storage. Now we've went over the top, and me and 6 and 7 guys just sat down and made all these parts one day from all the resources that we've found on this island. This is about, to make these mini servers, it's about a month's worth of about 6 quarries going constantly to make everything there. We did cheat with some of the duplication stuff, but yeah, doesn't really matter. So what you're going to need first is the control, the ME control box. Here it is here, and the ME controller will tell you what is plugged into and what it controls. So everything in here is part of the system. It tells you what the ticks are. Now, because we've got so many of these servers and server holders, what we had to do was we need to run 3, 6, 9, 10, 11 MFSUs into this to get enough of a power tick to run all this. So the more power you want to use, or the more items you want to add to the ME controller, the more power the tick it's going to need. So be aware of that. Next thing you're going to need is an ME drive and the drive holder itself. So these are all the drives. These are the big ones, the 64K ones that take ages just to make one. Luckily enough, we've got a good team that builds for us. And then you just connect them with ME cable. That's what the black thing is. Next thing you want to connect onto the system, again with the ME cable, is your ME terminal, which will show you everything you have in your storage system. This will also show you what's in the barrels, everything you need. There's not that much in it just now, mostly just set up stuff and random stuff. Now that cable goes upstairs and onto the wiring floor so that we can wire everything else in. This bad boy here is an ME/IO port changer. Don't worry about that, it's not really that important. We put it in because it was one of the ME things, but it doesn't really do much. Now if you want to put barrels onto your system, which I strongly suggest, especially when you're using high volumes of stuff like iron, gold, copper that you're storing, you need to first format your drives. So you want to take a drive out of the wall. Let's take a random one out. Take it over to your formatter. It's this box here. And hit format. Now this, we'll give it a name. There you go. Format, there you go. So you now see that the name of that drive is FR. That's it, format. That sets it to a format now. So that means barrels are now priority 1. If you only had this one drive in your ME system and the rest were barrels, this is now formatted, so it takes its priority 2. Your barrels are now priority 1. If you do not format the drive, your drives will always fill up first before you're formatted, before your barrels. Just nip out. The barrels are connected to the system with, oh, missed it, ME storage buses. These guys are great. They just put them on the top of the barrel. It will then fire in and fire out as much as it wishes. I'm just trying to think what I've got on me. I don't think I've got anything on me. These are monitors, which will tell you how much of an item is in the ME storage system. At the moment, there's no swords. I don't think there's any torches either. And all you do is just right click and it'll tell you. There you go. Nothing. And then if you want to clear it, just click it with an empty hand. So we've got a couple of them. And that's it. You can use import and export buses on your furnaces, your macerators, your rock crushers, all that sort of things. You can use on that system if you wish. It's up to yourself. Literally, as it says, export it from the system, it puts it into the device, input it into the system, takes it out of the device and puts it onto the ME storage. That's really it. There's nothing complicated. I thought it was going to be really complicated to set up and really complicated to build. It really wasn't, and it looks so rewarding for storage, especially when you have all the Twilight stuff, all the Nether stuff, all the random trash that you pick up and store in your inventory or in a chest somewhere. It's really helpful and really easy to do. It is expensive if you're going to go to the extremes we did with the giant super server, but you don't need to. Having just one server holder is pretty reliable, and you'll get a good amount of server storage as long as you put the server drives in there. On our layer, now the reason I've not done this all the way across, you'll see there's a gap, there's a 3-block gap layer in there, and in there we have our wireless connector, which I don't have mine on me at the moment, but it allows you to connect to the system wirelessly and take stuff out and put stuff into the system wirelessly. It only has a 12-block range if you upgrade it, so it's not like you're going to be able to do it from your main town. You have to be in that building, but it does save you going to the created areas. We'll just quickly nip upstairs and show you the upstairs room. Okay, so here we are upstairs. The cable literally just runs straight from downstairs up through the floor. Here we have 2 devices here. This is the crafting monitor. It tells you what you can be crafting at the current moment and if you're missing anything to make anything. So if you tell the system to make you stuff, then it'll tell you if you're missing anything. Up here, this is the ME crafting terminal. Crafting table there is inside it. And this is what I mean by make you stuff. Because we've encoded the electronic circuit board into our pattern encoder, which is this box here. Pattern encoder, you put it in there, you put a pattern empty drive in there, you encode it, you then bring it over to this big giant multi-block machine. There we go, ME encoded pattern, and it tells you what it crafts, what you need to make it, and you have to do them all individually, but you can put as many as you want. And what you can do then is, instead of having to do the pattern every single time, you can just literally just click on it and then it'll make one of them. You can do this with a project table, except this does it without you actually having to take the stuff out and put it onto the table. It'll do it all automatically and produce it that way. And that's really the main parts of the system. As I said, it's not complicated to do. There's a lot of videos out there on YouTube that make it look and sound a lot harder than it actually is. It's really simple, straightforward. It just takes a lot of time to build all the components and all the parts. If you're in creative mode, popping it all in takes seconds. It's not a problem. There's different colours cable. I'd go with just the standard ME cable. It's black and thick. It's on the back here. And that's really it. That's the ME system. It was really easy to put together after we built it, but it did take a while to build. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video.